Shalom, shalom, everyone. Shalom, shalom, lechochem. Welcome to another segment of Yah Conscious Radio, where if it's not conscious, it's not acceptable. I am Morish Matal Yahoo, and today is going to be an interesting short topic. But Reshit ani rotze latet kabod v'shabach Yahweh Elyon Elohe Abraham Yishkak v'Yaakov. First, I want to give honor and praise to He or It that causes to be or exist, the most high power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. This is an interesting topic, and it's one that is so broad. I'm talking about, man, somebody posted today. They posted a screenshot of a young lady who, made a comment or made a post about how she felt about a certain subject, certain topic. So I'm gonna read it, and what I want to do is hopefully I could get some people. I'm gonna probably reach out to some people to see their thoughts on this too. But I kind of want to lay the platform a little bit before I do that. But let's just read this really quick. Let's read this really quickly, and it says, my daughter made a new friend at the playground. I asked the dad if we can plan a play date. He's like, okay, I'll give your number to my wife and you can ask her. I don't know why that was weird to me. She says, aren't you her parent as well? Or aren't you a parent too? Then she says, men who have to ask their wives first bug me. Men who have to ask their wives first bug me. Now, as you can see on the bottom, I put, are you asking or is it good communication? There are different subjects within this that she put out there because there are things that men should not have to ask, right? But you're talking about a certain situation that is involving another outside casual individual, and it's a casual circumstance is what I'm trying to say. Sometimes when I read posts like this, I wonder if the person that posted is thinking before they post, if they're just reacting, if they're just basing off of the first thought that goes in their mind, or if it's really just something that is how they truly feel. And if it is, cool. Sometimes I believe that we need to have individuals, and I'm not putting myself in this category because, I give all honor and praise to the Most High. And I also give all honor and praise through the Most High for putting people in my life to kind of shorten my learning curve, as my elder likes to say, to not fall into these situations. A lot of times we fall into certain situations and we don't know why. We think we did everything right, and we don't know why we went into these situations. Our intent can be good. It could be well, but we're just not wise in these certain circumstances. And I don't believe this sister to be wise in this particular subject. All right. So I want to speak on, and it reminded me of a past relationship that I had, and in my community, I am now I am with over the last year became a moray, or a moray, you all would say. But over the course of 8 years, I've been bringing forth information that I feel that can better the community, the so-called Black community, more specifically the so-called Brews or Hebrews. But I like to push it on most of our community, those that identify with being Black, because we are at the bottom when it comes to success in relationships. So I've always put information out there. Had a few platforms with we had his Talk One's Talk. We had Love Language, the round table, and we spoke on these different things. I mean, things that was detrimental to the community. And this, I believe, is one of the things that is extremely detrimental to the community. Unless you have, um, you know, a situation to where you're with someone and you all sit down and you plan out how you want to operate. But for the most part, we don't do that. Now, some people might be mad at me saying that, well, more Shema or Shema, how you know what they do? Man, look, the numbers don't lie. The situations don't lie. How many family members, friends do you know that are not successful in relationships? How many? I wasn't successful in relationships. Guess what? Man, look, I have a friend that I viewed who was probably one of the most sound dudes that I've ever met in my life. He's not even in my culture, in my walk, in my journey, but he was a Christian, and he doesn't identify. I wouldn't say he identifies with that now, but the principles and everything is still there. The history, understanding, and things like that is still there. But this man waited. He was a virgin until he got married. A virgin. And which is amazing. And it still didn't work out. Now, a lot of you will probably have y'all thoughts on as to why, but I'm bringing this out to say that it's even to the extreme that you go to try to do things correctly, it still messes up. It's a chance. It's a 50-50, depending on who you are joining yourself with, depending on their mindset, how they view things. Hence what I just read right here, which we're gonna jump on. But I wanna lay down some foundation with this conversation. Okay. Um, which goes into within the literature when it says train up a child in the way it should go and will not depart, basically, right? I like to bring out to people that's not necessarily talking about all of the people that read the literature. We take this literature, these things that we hold dear to us, and we just apply it to our lives out of context. It's so many of us that's failing in relationships because we're taking things out of context and applying it to us. Shout out to all the people that's successful. I know a lot of successful husbands, wives. They went through a lot and they had to unlearn certain things. They know who I'm talking about when I say this. They had to unlearn it because honestly, the literature is not fit for individuals. It's fit for a collective body. It's a reason why you look at people like the Chinese, the Korean, Arabs, and things that people along those lines, to where they thrive a little more than we do. Hear me out. Listen to what I'm saying. I'm not about to throw no scriptures. I'm not even about to go into history with you right now. I'm just bringing the facts. It's a reason because we have a certain view with no standard. So let's get into it. But I was talking about my friend who did it the right way, better than any man that I've been around that's done it. Better than myself, better than my elders, and he still did not succeed in what he envisioned going forward. Why? Because of the mindset of our people, because of the conditioning that was placed on our people, because of the people that's surrounding you with certain thoughts as to this one. Now, I'm not knocking this woman that wrote this because this is her outlook. This is what was, either formulated on her own through the people around her, through the outside sources, whether it be social media, whether it be reality TV shows, whatever it is. This is her outlook. But I want to bring something out. I was in a relationship once to where me being a person that was bringing forth information to try to help everyone else, through things that I've learned. And I would sit up here and I would like present like, hey, this individual is reaching out to me. Just want you to know, you know, um, and I'm doing this for a particular reason. So we're communicating. We understand everything that's going on. Now, do I agree with her on her stance of a man, should be asking a man? It should be when it's a solid foundation from the beginning, which is where a lot of us men lack sometimes in the beginning of a relationship, because we don't put things out there from the get-go, from the start, a foundation, a consistent pattern that this woman can see, and she can judge and see how this man operates. Now I have full trust in you because you have been consistent and you laid it out from the beginning. That's what builds that trust. So, I did this and it was just something that they weren't used to. Probably had the same mindset as this woman right here. Something that they weren't used to. Why? Why? But something in regards to involving outside people that's opposite sex. There should be a communication. This man did the right thing, but to her, she took this stance that she had and she made it broad, because the stance that she had is not wrong. I'm gonna read it one more time. Men who have to ask their wives first bugs me. I agree with that. I agree with it wholeheartedly. But there are certain subjects, certain scenarios, certain situations that he should approach and present this to you, or something that is more so in her realm. When you're dealing with children, the woman is supposed to be the basically the master of the home. No, don't people teach that the women are the first teachers? So things involving you all's children should be brought to the Isha, the wife, the woman. Right? Should be brought to the wife, the woman, the mother of the child. But see, what it is I believe, and I'm not gonna say what I think. I don't know, what she was thinking. But I will say this: if the shoe was on the other foot, if it happened to her, I don't believe she would have this stance. And here's the thing: I know a lot of women and men that have a certain stance until the pressure hits them. Until the pressure hits them. I say this to anybody that knows me. Everybody that knows me, I bring this out. Pressure is a matter of fact, I was writing a song and we brought out pressure in that song. um so to say this is, I think it was more so, I'm not going to say that what I believe. I don't know what she was thinking. I don't know what her motive was. If it was a motive at all, it might not have been. But he did the right thing. Communication is one of the things that allows a relationship to thrive, whether it is a romantic relationship, which I don't like that term, romantic. I mean, look, I'm not going to get into that. That's another topic. Rome has done a number on us, by the way. Romantic. Understand where it comes from. But for the sake of argument, a romantic relationship, a business relationship, any type of relationships thrives from communication. When you think of a boat, right? Relationship. If the crew and the captain and all these other people do not communicate properly, what's going to happen? I'll let y'all think on that. What's going to happen if the communication is not detailed, intricate? What's going to happen? That relationship is going to fail. That relationship is going to fail. Hold on, y'all. Let me see, because this might be somebody who want to come on. What's going on, cuz? I'm kind of live. What's going on, man? You gonna join? You gonna get on with me? Oh man. Yeah. All right. I'm live right now. Check it out when you get a chance. And I'm gonna call you in a minute. This so unprofessional, but look, I'm real with you all. I just want you all to understand, like, I'm gonna always be straightforward and real. And I'm gonna holler at you in a minute. All right? I answered that phone because I thought he was gonna get on. I thought he was watching right now and he was gonna get on, because this is a man that's been married for a while, successful, been through it. I know personally. I was there. I counseled. I counseled. And it was topics like these. It was topics like these. Now, I will say this. Depending on what type of relationship you're in, because now, people are starting to speak on it a lot. Monogamy, polygyny, and it's actually a home to home thing. Her comment or her statement is subjective. I believe that it is an objective understanding in regards to communication with all these matters. But there are certain situations to where the Isha, the wife, just truly trusts the husband, vice versa. And they might have that agreement to where he doesn't have to, bring to her this type of scenario. Me, I don't advise it. If you're not, if that woman's not involved, I have something that I do when dealing with, when like teaching someone. If it's a woman who wants to be taught something or needs some type of advice or anything along those lines, then especially because of what I've learned through the years of doing what I do, I ask a couple questions. Hey, are you married? Okay, not married. Especially if they're in our community. Oh, without a doubt, because it's a little different with someone outside of the community that I'm a part of, but especially the community I'm a part of because of the name or the status I hold. Outside of the community, I still do the same thing, but it's not as strict. And what I mean by that is this. So one of the first questions I ask, are you married? Boom. If they're married, okay, cool. Can you involve your husband with this discussion? And cool, that happens. If they're not married, then it's like, do you have an elder? Okay, yes, I have an elder. Can the elder be involved with our conversation? If they don't have an elder, okay, hey, well, I want to involve my elder or my teacher who ordained me, or anything, something along those lines. You want to always cover your tracks because you don't want to mess up the communication that you have with those that are outside of this situation. Because those that are outside of this situation, if they're not privy to what's happening, it could be a bad thing. When I mentioned about outside of the community, it's a little different. Because outside of the community, there are a lot of people that are without elders. There are a lot of people that are without fathers. There are a lot of people that are just without some type of guidance in general. So that's just a little different. I will have to go into detail with that. I'm not going to go into detail on this particular subject. So what I want to do, let me see if let me see. All right. All right. So this is 20 minutes. We still got some time. I'm gonna do about 30 minutes. Um, so this scenario, like I said, she wasn't wrong in what she said when it comes to the broad, um, the context of like just in a broad sense. But in this particular subject, when it's dealing with other children that involves your wife, that's first thing. You never know what he's thinking. This might be a beautiful woman. He might have had something in the past that he went through. Uh, it might have been some infidelity in the past. You just never know. You can't just off the bat think that this man is a simp or this man is being ruled by his woman. No, you just don't know. So he might want to involve the wife. Let her handle this portion of this, or if they're poly, you never know. Like a lot of people, a lot of men, they want to involve, and they should actually. If a person is poly, you want to make sure that your wife is involved. Some people would disagree with me. That's fine. But the people that I know that are successful with it, and just me knowing in general, you want to involve, because if they're not, if they don't click, if they're not on the same page, if they don't have some type of good rapport, your home is your peace. Your home is your peace, whether you're a monogamous or a polygynous. Your home is your peace. So you want to make sure that you keep things out of it that can disrupt it. You want to keep things out of it that's going to just destroy it. You are the protector. You are the most important piece in the family when it comes to man and woman. You just are. You are. Whether you're a person that believes in Bible, Christian, or whether you are not, you're just the most important. You're supposed to protect, just on a different level. You both have a certain level of protection that you do with one another. But that man, he's supposed to be very discerning. He's supposed to be very balanced. His emotions are supposed to be checked. So what he did when he responded that way, her as a woman, she might not have understood that. Or it might have been a motive. She might have thought like, oh, get the children involved, let them play, and I'm gonna be able to talk to them and this and that. That can be the case too. Never know. But if it wasn't the case, it's more so she just didn't understand. A lot of women won't understand that. There's a lot of things we don't understand of each other when it comes to each other. But in this particular subject, he did the right thing. Again, like I just said previously, you never know what he went through, what he did in the past. You don't know any of that. And you might be someone that he might just step out on. So he could have been saving himself. Now, when I say that, that's not saying that every man does or will do that, because every man does not and doesn't do that. I know plenty of men, actually, believe it or not. Don't let society, don't let social media, don't let this narrative that they're trying to push in our community. And they're being very successful. They're doing a great job. And we just don't see it. When we can stop this men versus women war, I'm coining that. My book is almost done. Men versus women war. If we can stop that and get back to how, some of even the most modern ancestors that we have was different than we are now. So if we could get to that point, if we could understand and just have that respect for one another, like if this woman had the respect for what he said, she wouldn't have posted this. She didn't have respect. She didn't have respect for it. Now I know there's women out there that teach, hey, a man don't have to ask I know a few of them. He's the man. He could do what he do. That is setting himself up for failure. That is setting himself up for that family to fail. And when I say that, I'm not talking about, oh, baby, can I do this? What you think on this? On every little thing. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. A man will put everything out there from the beginning. That's what a man would do. A man would stand on his 10 toes, stand his ground on the things that he put forth, and he will be balanced and objective in the things that he's presenting. He will bring forth the understanding as to why he is saying these things, why he has thought that these things are going to be conducive for the family. That's what a man is going to do. A man is also not going to move alone. A man is going to have some type of eldership, some type of program or part of a program that is benefiting for him to thrive, and anybody that's attached to him to thrive. And honestly, this man that responded, he sounds like a man of wisdom to me. He sounds like a man of wisdom to me. But a lot of y'all women, a lot of our women, I was about to say, a lot of our women not looking at that. And a lot of the men not either, though, because for her to say that mean on the other spectrum, the other side of it, that a lot of our men wouldn't do that. A lot of our men don't think that they should do that or need to do that. That's pride, because we think nothing can happen. Your woman is supposed to add to you, supposed to increase your accountability. The accountability towards success, more positive than negative. Y'all a team. With every team, there's a leader. With every team, the whole team or whoever's a part of the team look towards his leader. But guess what? That leader looks toward his team. And that's what he did. So with that, I yield. I'm not gonna make this long. I wanted to be around 30 minutes because when I start the Yacht Conscious radio show, hopefully this Thursday, that's the plan. We got a banging topic for you too. It's going to be music play, going to be representing a lot of the people within the community. So if you are looking for music, if you're looking for and you're a part of this community, this is going to be the location that you need to make sure you're here to listen, to learn, to share your thoughts, your comments, all of the above. All right. Shalom to all of you. I am Morris Shemata Almiyahu, and this is Yacht Conscious Radio, where if it's not conscious, it is not acceptable. Shalom.